I got to ask you about when you threw out the first pitch in 2016. You didn't have a ticket, but someone gave you their ticket of the flight, right?
Well, yeah, what happened was...
It was game one.
I think the flight that I had got canceled. I can't,
right.
I can't remember. And so I tried to get on standby to get on that flight.
Yeah.
And the guy ended up giving me the
gave you a seat.
Yeah, gave me the seat up.
Hey, man, that's Cleveland fans. That's what they got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this guy got all this. He got like mileage points and all kind of stuff.
They hooked him up.
They hooked him up.
I hope the Indians hooked him up too.
I think he got to get a ticket to one of the games, a couple tickets to one of the
hope
games.
so.
I'm not sure which one it was.
For sure. He was the hero. All right, cool. You ready to do this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do this thing. Well, today is like a dream come true for a kid who grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, a diehard sports fan, because my guest played 17 seasons in the majors for the Astros, the Braves, the White Sox, the Giants, the Pirates, the Cubs, the Yankees, the Phillies, the Dodgers, the Rangers, and of course, 3 separate stints with the Cleveland Indians. He's a 6-time All-Star, a 5-time AL stolen base leader, a 4-time Golden Glove winner who amassed over 2,400 hits and over 600 stolen bases in his career. He reached the postseason in 11 of his 17 seasons. He's one of only 2 men in the world to play in both the NCAA Final Four and the World Series. And since retiring from baseball, he's only continued to succeed in what he's doing because he is a TV and film producer with his own production company, Film Pool, and now he's getting into the NFT game as the co-founder of Proximy, the go-to NFT platform for professional athletes, influencers, creators, and entertainers. My personal favorite baseball player of all time, the man, the myth, the legend, Kenny Lofton.
Thank you. Thank you for all that stuff you put on, but thank you.
Yeah, man. Hey, you've done a lot.
Yeah.
You've done a lot in your career. How does that sound when you hear all that? I mean, we'll get into all the things you accomplished, all the places you went, all that you've done, and you're still doing it. But like, do you ever take time to reflect on any of that?
I just look back and see that, you know, I when I get the opportunity to do things, I try to take advantage of it, and that's what I do, and I try to grow. I try to, just encourage people to keep moving forward. And for me, I try to pass it forward because, again, I feel like I didn't grow up having much, but the opportunity for me to give back in any way I can and just doing things and trying to help create things. When I start companies or whatever, it creates jobs. It creates opportunity for people who, normally wouldn't have that opportunity. So I just feel like, again, I'm just passing it forward.
Well, you continue to pass it forward. It's awesome to see what you're continuing to do. We'll get into all of the success that you've had and are currently having, but you were a great leadoff hitter for most of your career. You got to just get on base, right? We don't need to hit a home run right off the jump here. Let's ease into this a little bit. So maybe like an infield single, a bunt single, get you on base. This is a segment that I like to call starters. I know that you have a world-famous recipe for banana pudding. Boy. I am bringing you all the way from the West Village in New York City, the world-famous banana pudding from Magnolia Bakery. We're going to see how this stacks up compared to yours. Here, pass me one of these little bowls as well. Thank you very much. Now, I know you have a lot of pride in your banana pudding. Have you ever had Magnolia banana pudding?
No, but I can tell right now it won't be like mine because
you can already tell.
I can already tell.
All right, well, let's see. Let's see, because I've had this. This is incredible to me, but I want to know.
No, not at all.
No,
mine is way much better. I feel like this kind of filling it has this whipped cream type of filling, and mine comes straight natural, homemade with flour, eggs, sugar. I put it natural. I put it natural down there with all the flavoring I put in there. Yeah, and I put real banana.
Because people know this, and people know this is like the best you can get in the country.
Well, they haven't tried mine yet. So
Oh,
you're talking about the best in the country. Mine might be the best.
yours is the best.
Yeah.
All right, you're gonna have to come back and bring yours next time.
Well, ooh, yeah. If I do, it's gonna cost you.
Okay, all right.
that.
What's here? We'll take this back.
Yeah.
from you.
Yeah. Let me
there
put
you
this
go.
over here because it's
Yeah.
it's still not mine.
You can
Sorry.
throw that on the table.
Put that on the table here.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Well,
Yeah, it's like that.
Can you share the recipe? Or
No.
No, can't
No.
share it.
No.
Wow.
It's my grandmother's recipe that she passed down to me, and then we have family gatherings. They always want to make sure that people bring potluck and bring stuff
Yeah.
in. They say, well, we know Kenny's gonna bring the banana pudding, so
All right. Well, I can't wait to try that.
that's in second place. Once you took
All right.
mine, then it'd be in first place.
Okay, fair enough.
yeah.
Fair enough. All right, so Kenny, you're from East Chicago, Indiana.
Yeah.
Not many people know what it's like in East Chicago, Indiana. What was growing up there like?
It grew up, it was a small town.
Yeah.
Grew up, and it was not too far from Gary, Indiana, for 12 minutes or whatever, how far it is from there. And it was, you grew up poor. You grew up, in the area where there's a lot of gangs and drugs and all that. But, for me, sticking with sports, the whole time kept me away from all that. It kept me away from doing that. So, and I had an opportunity to play it, and I loved it, and I just kept moving forward on it.
How were you first introduced to the game of baseball?
Well, my family all played softball growing up. So,
Yeah.
and my uncle, he played some college baseball. So, just the opportunity to watch them play, it was just part of my DNA.
Yeah. And maybe I should even ask, how were you introduced to the game of basketball? Because you really found basketball first. I mean, you ended up going to University of Arizona.
I started baseball first.
Okay.
Started baseball first, and then I jumped to basketball.
Yeah.
Baseball was my first love, but basketball with the hype of Hoosier, the Hoosier basketball in Indiana.
Right.
We were the only state at one time had the one. We had our own pretty much Final Four.
Yeah.
We had March Madness. So basically, you start your sectionals, and whoever wins. So you had to win the games, and once you lost, you were out of the complete tournament. Like March Madness. That's how it was in Indiana. Other places had their divisions where they had 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A tournaments. We had one tournament.
Wow.
The Indiana State High School Basketball Tournament.
And
that was the one tournament. It was like, and all the teams had their sectional area. If you win from there, you keep moving, you keep moving, you keep moving. Next, you go to the Final Four. So we had the Final Four there.
It's a huge stage. So you think Texas, you think football, you think
Yeah.
Indiana, you think basketball. So you grew up, you're playing a lot of basketball, and you get recognized by the University of Arizona. You decided to go there, which you played for a legendary head coach in Lute Olson. You were teammates with Steve Kerr. What was that college experience like, going all the way to the Final Four with Arizona?
It was fun. I had great teammates. It was fun being there. Lute was a great teacher of the game, and we had a lot of players. We had Sean Elliott, Steve Kerr, Tom Tolbert, Jeb Bushler, Sean Rooks, Bison Dele. We had all those guys out on the team. So, we even had the legendary, music producer now and everything, Harvey Mason.
Oh, wow.
So he was on that team as well. So we had some great guys on that team, and we just, again, with Luch's, coaching and teaching us how to play the game, we end up making it to the Final Four.
I heard you guys would have softball games for fun, team bonding, chemistry, but you were going all out, and everyone on the team was like, maybe this guy should be playing baseball, because you were showcasing some of your skills when you're with the basketball team, and obviously you're a good basketball player as well. But did you always know that maybe you wanted to pursue baseball even while playing basketball in college?
Well, when I first got there, I started basketball. I thought basketball was going to be the route. But once you got there and you started to play alongside those superstars, like the ones I named.
Yeah, all NBA players.
And for me, like I said, Tom Tolbert, we called him the black hole. Once you threw the ball in there, you never got it back out. So, it was one of those opportunities where you had Sean Elliott, Steve Kerr, Tom Tolbert, Jeb Bushler, Sean Rooks. So, just think about that.
NBA, right.
So just think about that, and and the opportunity for me to be one of those guys. Once I passed the ball, I never got it back. So the opportunity to show my skills the way I wanted to was very tough.
Well, once you went to baseball, you never looked back because it's pretty remarkable. Everything you accomplished in your baseball career, when you look back to the beginning, that you didn't start playing in college until your junior year. And I believe you only had 5 games and one official at bat that junior
Yeah.
year season.
Well, what was going on? The team was, the game, the team were already playing their games, and I just went out and worked out with the team, and I just wanted to be a part of it somehow. And then the coach, was out there, and he said, "Well, you can come and build the team, even though we have our core players,
Right.
And I feel that you can come and be a part somehow, whatever."
Yeah.
But I knew I wasn't gonna get playing time, but I did some scrimmages and all that, and they had some scouts out there, and one scout named Clark Chris saw me, and he said, "I think this guy got some skills, so we're gonna try to draft him." And I ended up getting drafted that summer.
That's wild. You were drafted by the Houston Astros in the 17th round of the 1988 draft. They saw the skills, they saw the raw talent you had, and you decided to play in the minor leagues in that system while still in school. You didn't leave Arizona. You were taking classes and doing minor league baseball. What was your decision-making process like to say, no, you wanted to get that degree from college before you moved on with professional baseball?
Well, when I end up, that summer of '88, that was my junior year. I told them, I said, I'll sign and play baseball, but I promised my grandmother I was going to, get my degree at Arizona. But again, they tried to talk me out of it by saying you'll get to the big leagues faster and yada, 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 and all that. The stuff came out, and I was like, you know what? I made a promise, and when I made a promise, when I make a promise, I'm going to keep it. And after my, my junior year, that summer, I played minor league baseball. I left and went back to school for my senior year.
Right.
So after I finished my senior year, I found out I had 9 credits left. So either go to 9, go finish your 9 credits, or go to extended spring and try to, or what they call it, fall ball or something.
Right.
And I told him, I said, hey, I told you guys when I signed the contract, I'm going to get my degree. Yep. So after that summer, part of the summer, school started in August. I told him I left with 2 weeks to go. I said, I told you I'm going, and I'm going. Well, you can get to the big leagues fast. I said, 2 weeks is not going to kill me or whatever, but I'm going to go and get this degree that I promised. And I did that. And I said, after I get my degree, wherever you guys want me to go, I'm going.
But you kept your word. That was important. What did that mean to your grandmother that you did that?
Again, I told her, and I believe in her, and she was very proud that I actually, she knew me, and she knew, that, this is what I want you to do. Yeah. And if I told her I was going to do something, I was going to do it. And I did exactly that.
In doing some research for this episode, this interview, I read a lot, learned a lot about your grandma. She seemed like a remarkable woman who I know inspired you along the way, and you were able to, through all the success you had, to pay it back to her and, buy her a home. I know you're very proud of that. It's a remarkable journey, and your word was so important, to her, that you made that promise.
Again, I learned from her. Yeah. Your word is gold, and when you tell somebody you do something, she said, try your hardest to do it, because that's the only thing you got. Your word is who you are. And if people can't trust you on your word, how can they trust you in anything in life?
Right. Well, you got your degree in studio production, which was good foreshadowing for a lot of the stuff that you're doing right now. But you played, you got called up to the Astros after focusing more on baseball, after graduating, playing some games in the minors, 20 games with the Astros. But then the Cleveland Indians wanted you. They saw something in you. Do you remember who you were traded for?
Yeah, I was traded for Eddie Taubensee.
That's right.
It was at the time the Houston Astros was trying to move Craig Biggio from catcher to second base, and they was looking for a left-handed hitting catcher.
Yeah.
And the Cleveland Indians had Eddie Taubensee, and from what I was told, they said the Cleveland Indians, told them, if you guys want Taubensee, you have to give us Kenny Lofton, and I said that's the only way it's going to go down.
Wow.
And it went down.
It went down. I'm glad it went down as an Indians fan, and all of Cleveland is glad it went down. We got the better of that deal. No offense, Eddie Taubensee, but I think it worked out pretty well. Now, here's a question that I ask all of my guests here. Okay. What does it mean to you to get in the zone? When you talk to a lot of basketball players, it's that place where everything slows down for them, right? You're in your flow state, feel like you can't miss a shot. for you, 17 years in the majors, you're locked in, game on the line, bottom of the ninth, full count. You're locked in, you're in the zone or in center field, winning all those gold gloves. Can you describe what that feeling is like when you feel you're in the zone?
Honestly, it's hard to explain. You're just there and your focus is there. And I tell people, I try to get in the zone all the time, not just a certain moment, because going in and out is not the best way to do is to try to focus when you feel that it is the best time to focus.
Sure.
For me to be successful, you tell people you have to focus all the time.
Yeah.
And I think the level, and that's why some guys are more successful than others, because they don't have to do that up and down focusing and feeling like what's important and what's not important.
Right.
Every time you're on that field is important.
Yeah.
Every at bat is important. Every pitch is important. So if you look at it that way, when those moments come, it just becomes natural. It's not something you have to gear up for.
Yeah.
You say, oh, there's a big game going up. I'm like, every game is a big game for me. Every situation is big. So I don't downplay one compared to the other, because once the real situation, World Series, a game, you're down bottom of ninth that comes up, you should have that same mindset and that same feeling coming to the plate that you did any other time. And some guys don't know how to go up and down with it, but I just kind of stayed even keel with it the whole time. So when it does come to a situation, I'm still here.
It's just consistency. Just treat every at-bat the same way, every possession. Right. Yeah, interesting. Are there tactics that you learned over your career in order how to get there, to that place of focus that helped you stay there? Maybe it was about the preparation, rituals.
It's always the preparation.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how you get there, is preparation. And to stay in the game a long time, you have to prepare the right way. And for me, I always said you gotta, and what's always gonna give credit to Charlie Manuel of what he always says, know thyself.
Yeah.
You have to know who you are. And I think that's what made me, what I feel successful, is I knew who I was. I knew what type of game, I played, and I just stuck with it. I didn't try to, go off course.
Interesting. Yeah, for sure. Well, it worked out very well for you. I want to take a look back at some different moments throughout your career and kind of get the inside scoop behind the scenes of what was going on when we show you some of this in a segment that we call Rewind. And this first clip I'm about to show you really had an impact on me as a kid growing up in Cleveland. It defined part of my childhood and my dreams. It's the reason why I decided that I want to be a center fielder in all the Little League games that I was. I was more interested in robbing home runs than hitting home runs because of this. And I want to know what was going through your mind when it happened and then in the aftermath.
I mean, here's just the ball just going down, and I always tried to do as much as I can to catch the ball. So, people make it look like it's, even though it's
wild. You got it was like 5 feet over the wall, and you're using, look at where you put your foot.
But watch the thing, it breaks.
It breaks.
But still.
Yeah.
So it didn't stay, So people say you use that thing. I said, watch it. It breaks down.
It breaks up.
But you still had to reach out for it. But no, it was.
My
for
favorite
me,
part.
I always try to catch every ball I can. If I can, I try it.
My favorite part of this clip is right here. Watch this
you
little.
could be like, well,
this little look. Watch. No, this little look you give where you're like, yeah.
Nothing to it. See, I'm saying everybody else make a big deal, but for me, I look at it like that's what I do. There's nothing to it.
Man, would you rather hit a big home run or do something like that, rob a home run?
I mean,
what do you get more satisfaction out of?
Probably robbing.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I get more satisfaction out of it because, again, you get the other guys pissed off, the team, the crowd, especially if you're on the road and you get the crowd going all crazy and getting mad.
You ever talk to B.J. Surhoff after that?
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah.
He was like, man, I just knew that ball was gone, and I look up and you had that ball, and I said, yeah.
Not with you in center. That's right. Well, this next clip I want to show you, the Cleveland Plain Dealer, the main paper in Cleveland, said about this play, of all the electrifying moments on the Kenny Lofton highlight reel, none captures the essence of the player any better than this play. I wonder if you have a guess what it is.
It's probably the Seattle thing.
There you go. Yeah. No, you're too humble, Kenny.
But again, it's just being aggressive.
I mean, You're on second base. This is game 6 of the 95 ALCS to go to the World Series. That's speed and aggressiveness. Absolutely.
You just got to be, I mean, again, I've always been aggressive. I always feel like you have to seize the moment.
Yeah.
You seize the moment at that time, and if you are preparing yourself and you're always being aggressive in the beginning, so you think aggressive, and then if you have to scale back, you scale back.
Right.
And now that's easy to do, to scale back, but you don't want to have that opportunity like that situation come up and you wasn't being aggressive around the base pass. I always say you hit a base hit in the gap or something, and the guy's going toward the ball. You always be aggressive just in case he bobbles it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't think that way. You make that effort just in case, and if he catches it, I mean, what's the harm with going back?
Right.
Really simple.
You always gave that effort. The reason you were on second base, you had an infield bunt to get to first. Then you stole second and then a heads-up play to score. I mean, you turned an infield bunt into a run that sent the Cleveland Indians to the World Series for the first time since 1954. What was it like just being a part of that team and the city of Cleveland, the energy? Obviously, we had this curse in Cleveland, still going on.
Still going, yeah.
I know. So that was such a big deal for the whole community, more so than for if any other team had gone to the World Series. It felt different in Cleveland, and you were a key part of that.
I mean, it felt, again, you knew the city of Cleveland, with the new stadium coming up and just the fans needing something, and just that opportunity since '54. That's a long time.
Yeah.
And an opportunity for us to try to put Cleveland back on the map, and just the electricity throughout the whole city during that whole playoff run, during that whole year, because we just played the game, and we had a crew, a team. The team we were a little different. We were a little crazy. We were a little wild, but when it was time to get on the field, all that crazy, they were fighting in the clubhouse and throwing stuff around, going all stuff and wrestling. But once it got the game started at 7, once about 6:10 or something, it was quiet.
Wow.
It was kind of like, here we go. Before then, music playing and all that, and then all of a sudden, we had a routine. It was more of a routine. Well, I kind of set the routine. We had it, and then a certain period of time, we turned the music on to get everybody fired up again, and then we go out in the field. Yeah. But it's one of those moments where, like, 25 minutes, it was like nothing. Quiet. Everybody preparing, stretching. Somebody had their headphones on, just getting things right in their mind, and it was like I said, before a certain time, you're coming there and just people just doing all kind of stuff.
Right, just chaos.
And all of a sudden,
game time to focus.
And that's what these guys did, and everyone knew that's what it was. And then after the win, we coming in there, and it was going crazy again.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed that team. I enjoyed just the camaraderie that we had amongst each other, and it was just fun.
A lot of personalities on that team. Who controlled the music in the clubhouse? That was you?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you get to be that guy? Are you sort of like, when you're center fielder, you're like the point guard? Are you sort of like you're the leadoff hitter?
Well, I'm the leadoff hitter. I told him if I get going, and which Sandy Alomar always said it, Kenny. He said, Kenny, when you go, we go. So I said, well, okay, you know what? Well, this is going to help me go.
Okay, all right.
Get this out here going, going with the music. And I said, doing batting practice, I started the music tapes and going all back then. And and when Sandy said, well, Kenny, when you go, we go. So this is going to help me go. So I got to do it.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that team, it was an incredible run, went to the 95 World Series, fell just short to the Atlanta Braves. But in your first ever World Series game, I mean, the top of the first inning, you get on base, you steal 2 bases in that first inning. That's the first time in baseball history that a player stole 2 bases in the first inning of a World Series game, let alone game 1 of a series. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, I didn't know.
I mean, you guys have so many records you don't even know. Yeah, it's crazy. It's wild. But you really set the tone. That was... It was heartbreaking to go that far and lose, I know. But even I was there, that we had a victory parade for you in the city of Cleveland, even coming up just short because there was this energy in the city was alive. Like, all Clevelanders felt like we had won by making it that far. And we're so proud of the team. And I don't know, it was an era of baseball where I feel like the city, the fans, like it felt like got to know the players much more than you do in today's certain game. I don't know if you feel that way too.
Well, we were so engaging. We had a personality that we just wanted to. We all enjoyed the game. Yeah. We all just played the game with fun, and you can just tell when people watch us, we had fun all the time.
Yeah.
And we played hard and we won.
Yeah.
So that combination was a combination that you got to look at and say, wow, that's the reason why these guys looked that way, because they had fun and they won and they won.
You definitely had fun. Are you the biggest jokester in the clubhouse from those Indians eras?
No, I think it was the biggest jokester was probably Alvaro Espinosa.
Espinosa, was he the
Him
one
and
putting
Wayne
like
Kirby.
the bubble gum on everyone's head?
Kirby always, they always was writing something up to do.
Yeah.
Always, yeah.
Well, you're a pretty big jokester too, I think. And we got a clip of you doing
a little bit, but
you
not
like
much.
to do impressions of a lot of your
guys,
teammates.
Some guys they do stuff. You gotta make fun of them at times.
Well, let's see you making fun of one of your teammates right here. A little Kenny Lofton impression back in the day. That was pretty good. You could impersonate your teammates pretty well here.
Well,
let's
some
see.
people, it's pretty funny. It's pretty easy, and Albert was one of them.
Yeah, that's right.
All-Star game somewhere.
You got it pretty good. That big swing.
Tripping over the bases.
Oh, man. You got this down. You got it down. I mean, we talk about big personalities on the team. Obviously, he's had a big personality, but like, can you describe, I know he developed his nickname, Mr. Freeze, Albert Bell. Where did that nickname come from?
I mean, Albert, he was a little different, but I'll tell you one thing, he was a gamer.
Oh, yeah.
He wanted to be in every game, and when, just say the funniest thing, if the coach, and we played jokes on him a few times, to where he wanted to be in the lineup every single day.
Mm-hmm.
He come in the lineup and his name is not on the scorecard. He's ready to go off. So we'll tell the manager, write up 2 cards. One with Brad's name on it and one with it off. And see he come in there. Everybody's waiting in there when he walks in. Everybody's looking because he goes to, but sometimes he don't go to the board or whatever. He'll walk by the board and he just kind of glances his head or whatever. He'll look and his name is not on there. And we know exactly where he's going. He's going right to the manager's office. But, all of a sudden we hear him. I'm like, oh, boy. And everybody's just laughing in there. And they come in there and then they'll put the real card up. And he's fine. But Mr. Free, Albert, for some reason, he loved the clubhouse to be so cold.
Yeah.
So, and the reason why, this is probably everybody knows about this
story
now. But, he used to go in there and turn the thermostat way down.
Right.
And in the clubhouse, the kids and everybody in there is freezing or whatever, and they'll turn it up, and he'll get upset. And he said, don't be turning this thing down no more. So he'll turn it down, and they know I don't play. Mm-hmm. So if they say, hey, something's going on and somebody's uncomfortable, they'll come to me to say something to somebody or someone.
Right.
So he said, Albert's turned the air conditioner down. I said, well, I went in there and I turned it back to 75. Come back in there. He turned it back down. Then all of a sudden they say he did it again. So I go back in and turn it back up. So one time he got upset, turned it all the way down and took a bat and just tore it off the wall. So we couldn't. So it had to be.
It was just stuck at 62 degrees.
So the next 3 or 4 days, it was more colder than that, like 40 degrees in the clubhouse. And you see guys coming in there with big coats or the winter coats in there to put them on. But it was, that's just him.
What was it like playing center field between Albert Bell and Manny Ramirez?
So,
talk about personalities.
All I can say, personality, but I can say, thank you guys for my gold gloves. Because the reason why I got gold gloves, because of those guys on my opposite field, and they were so focused on hitting. Yeah. And the outfield wasn't their forte. Sure. So they sometimes they'll get kind of lost somewhere thinking about their at bat, and all of a sudden the ball's hitting, and I got to go over there and go this way and go that way. So I just knew that they were focusing on their hitting. So in defense, I'm like, what? If you guys gonna hit the way you guys are hitting, I'll take care of the defense. Don't worry about that. I got it.
You were covering the whole outfield.
I'll go. I'm okay. If you guys gonna put some sticks like y'all doing,
Yeah.
I'll take care of the rest in the outfield.
Wow. Well,
I was okay with that.
It worked out for the
Yeah.
team. It worked out for you. The
Yeah.
Gold Gloves.
So it worked
That's
out
right.
good.
A lot of big personalities. Manny being Manny in right field. You know, balls hit deep. He's running in. You had his back.
Manny, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oof.
Right. Well, it was a phenomenon in the city of Cleveland those Indians years, and you got a little taste of. You were everywhere. I mean, it wasn't just on the field, but you turn on the TV, you'd see Kenny Lofton all over the place. You got a little taste of some of the production early too. Let's take a look at a commercial that I saw over and over and
Right
over.
now,
again.
Taco Bell, we got Tribe. Hurry in for your cruiser cup with me, Kenny Lofton, right on the side. Keep one for yourself or give one to a friend.
Cut! Kenny! Give the kid the cup.
No way. This one's mine.
Get to Taco Bell, your Tribe headquarters for your own Kenny
All right,
Lofton.
hey, you're a
So-
producer. How would you cast yourself in this? How
Oh
would
yeah,
you-
I would cast myself because
Yeah.
again, you need somebody to have personality and who would do some stuff like that. And
Yeah.
you know, with the kid, and you know, it was pretty funny.
What sort of mementos, if anything, do you have any of that stuff from your career, from those days, like your Taco Bell cup, or you got all these like random memorabilia that was created about you?
I think
and
I have a
around you?
few things, but
Yeah.
it's been so many years ago, and
I know.
some things in storage that's in boxes somewhere. But you know, I
Right.
think I have a couple cups. I think they had a chili, Kenny Lofton chili, and I have a thing in
Ooh.
there. And
Okay.
but yeah, it was just little things like
They
that.
had with Albert Bell candy bar,
Yeah,
maybe, right? I
Yeah,
think
it was him and Carlos Baerga had some double something
Yeah.
fudge or something. Yeah.
Right. There's a lot of products out
Yeah.
there. There was a lot. Well, we started this conversation talking a lot about your basketball days and an incredible basketball career. And even in the height of your baseball playing, you got to show off that like you still got game on the court. And I want to show you what went down
man.
in 1996, the Foot Locker Slam
95. Was it
Fest.
95?
Oh, hey, 96. I did my research, man. It was 96, yeah. And I mean, this is legit, Kenny. Like you could be in the NBA dunk contest. I mean, come on, look at this. Okay, the the pump reverse, not bad. I mean, you got up here. I mean, you went off in this competition. Do you remember some of the guys who you were up against in this?
Yeah, I remember some guys.
There was a Mike Conley.
Conley. There was,
Chris Carter,
yeah.
football player. Roy Jones Jr. was in
Yeah.
this competition. Isaac Bruce, Joey Galloway, Curtis Martin, your former teammate Wayne Kirby. He was out there too.
No, his brother Terry Kirby.
Oh, it's Terry Kirby.
Terry
oh, okay,
Kirby.
Terry,
Wayne
the
can't-
football player.
Wayne can't jump.
All right, I would thought that was weird if Wayne
Yeah,
Kirby
it
was
was
in
Terry.
there. Yeah, Terry Kirby. All right,
Yeah.
who played for the Cleveland Browns for a little while there.
Yeah.
All right, so I mean, did you get where you've accomplished a lot in your
Yeah,
career,
yeah.
but winning like this dunk contest against all these other athletes who want to say they're a baller, like where does this rank, for you?
I mean, it ranks pretty high because you're going against different guys in
Right.
other sports, and you feel. But again, I played basketball, but again, being able to dunk that was one of my good attributes in basketball was so I can jump really high and I can run really fast. So I mean,
Well,
my legs put me on that level where I needed to be.
absolutely, that was fun. Can you still get up? Can you still
Oh
dunk?
no, my right leg can, but my left leg can't.
No, so one of your legs.
One of my legs tell me, no, you better sit down and go put some ice and go in the jacuzzi and go all kind of stuff to get ready. Yeah.
You just got to go off the right leg,
No,
Yeah.
because you need the other leg to help you, and that one is no.
All right.
No.
I want to play a fun little game with you. I
Okay.
collect a lot of stuff, and I collect
Okay.
cards, basketball cards, baseball cards. This is a segment called Association Word Association, where I'm going to open a pack of 1992 baseball
92,
cards.
okay.
All right, so this is the beginning of your career.
Okay,
here, right?
92.
1992 Upper Deck baseball cards. I'm going to open this pack of cards. I'll show you a player. First thing that comes to your mind. You tell me. It could be a
First
story,
thing,
it could be a
says a
word,
story
it
or
could be
word.
anything that you want.
Okay.
But I don't want you to overthink it. That's when you start
Okay.
like trying to get all political with me. That's when it's bad. It's like, oh, he's a nice guy. No. Keep it real. Keep it real.
right.
Here we go. We're opening this pack.
92.
Waited a long time to open this pack of
Yeah,
cards.
see.
So we'll see. We will see who we pull here. All right. Our first player is a guy named Gary Pettis.
Fast, and he was fast and very skinny.
Fast and skinny. All right. Well, that was the first thing. From the Cleveland Indians, Felix Fermin.
Great defender.
Good defense. Yeah. What did he play? Shortstop? Mm-hmm. All right. Our next guy we got is
Go.
Eddie Murray.
A legend. I love Eddie Murray.
You got to play with him in
Yes, I did.
those Indians years,
Indians, yeah.
95.
Still friends with him to this day.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was he like in that clubhouse with all these big personalities? He's like, if he spoke up, was he soft-spoken? But when he spoke up, everyone...
He was like E.F. Hutton. He was like E.F. Hutton. When he spoke, you listen.
Yeah.
Because when he said something, Eddie just threw out knowledge when he spoke. That's it. He didn't really say... When he spoke, it was knowledge coming in and guys sitting there. They was doing stuff, and all of a sudden, Eddie starts speaking. You go like this. Sometimes he's not talking to you, but you kind of got your ear over there listening about Eddie.
Pay attention. Wise man.
Wise.
Yeah. Legendary player. Incredible. Yeah. I remember he almost got, 95 World Series. I think I don't know if it was
him and Greg Maddux. Yeah, Greg
threw
Maddux,
like up high.
Yeah,
high
because Greg Maddux can put the ball wherever he wants
Right.
to. And for him to do that, and Eddie said, I know you did it on purpose.
Yeah, to like up high. And
Yeah.
Eddie gave him the point, and I was like, I was just a kid, but I was like, oh, man, you don't mess with Eddie Murray. Right, okay. Will Clark.
The thrill.
Will the Thrill. All right. You're good at this, Kenny. You got this. Oh, you know this guy. You played with him in his years with the Giants, Barry Bonds.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, see, now you're getting political. Now you're thinking a lot.
I am getting political on Barry.
You are?
No, I can tell the story. And Barry, when he was 94,
Yeah.
I told him that recently, too. I'm like, 94, I asked you to sign a baseball for me on a sweet spot. He didn't do it. So he signed it on like the side or whatever. I took it, and I threw it. I won it.
He wouldn't do it, huh?
No.
Man. But, I mean, we'll get into this later.
Okay.
But Hall of Fame is not in the Hall of Fame. Should he be in the Hall of Fame? It's tough, right?
It's tough. I don't want to get too political. But
No, it's tough. I think your silence
Next
speaks
question.
volumes, Kenny. Okay. You know this guy,
I don't know.
Carlos Baerga.
Maniac. Maniac. He's crazy.
What, man? Why is he a maniac?
Cause he just talk.
He's just always talk.
All day, every day. Dude, shut up. He always thought he was the prettiest thing, hardest cologne and putting this on, and doing his hair, and I'm like, oh, jeez, Carlos. But he was a character, but he can hit.
Yeah.
Ooh, he can hit.
Yeah.
Doubles machine, boy. Yeah, but he couldn't run. He was too slow. But,
Right, okay.
Yeah.
We got from
There
the
we go.
Kansas City Royals, Mike McFarland.
oh, I didn't really know him. He was a catcher. I stole bases off of him. He was easy. So
Oh, so McFarland's catching.
He was
Let's
easy.
run.
Let's
yeah.
run, yeah.
Who was the hardest to run against?
between Charles Johnson and Pudge,
I mean, I would think
But-
Pudge Rodriguez, but the
but-
Charles Johnson?
who was pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Who did he play for, Charles Johnson?
He played for the Florida Marlins.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's a pretty good catcher.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
This is crazy. A star rookie for the Houston Astros.
Oh, who?
Kenny
oh,
Lofton.
Jeez,
Let's go.
he was a good bunter. Leave it at that. He was a good bunter.
A good bunter. I
Yeah.
mean, when you look at this card, rookie year, just starting off, and
yeah.
think back on here, you check it out, where you would go, the journeys, the adventures you would have, 11 teams in Major League Baseball. If you could give him a piece of advice back then, what would you say to Kenny Lofton, rookie year?
Keep using your speed. Because back then I felt I had the speed. The funniest thing when I played my first game in the big leagues, it was against Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah.
And I hit like a two-hopper to shortstop, and Barry Larkin was playing shortstop.
Yeah.
And he caught the ball, and he looked up. He was like, and I ended up getting a base hit. He hit a two-hopper. He thought he was going to just get in through it, and he didn't know how fast I was. And he ended up throwing it, and I ended up getting a base hit.
Wow.
So the next day, I think I hit a ball to shortstop before I even get a chance to, he already ran over there and threw it to the first base to get me out. So
Crazy.
I used my speed to my advantage. When you know your advantage, what you did, and I just try to take advantage of it.
Well, you did. I mean, over 600 stolen bases in your career. You led the league in stolen bases, AL, 5 different times. Like a few more cards to go through here, but we're getting a lot of good players. This is the best pack of baseball cards I've ever seen. Mo Vaughn.
Ooh, he was a beast.
Beast.
He was a beast.
Was there a rivalry between guys like him and Albert Bell, and who all played that similar role, like the cleanup hitter, like intimidator?
Well, I think the media made that, but but the year that Movan got the MVP,
Right.
Albert should have got it.
Was that the Albert 50-50
Yeah, 50,
year?
yeah,
50
yeah.
homers, 50 doubles?
Yeah.
I agree
But
with
again,
that.
it's all about the media want to control because if they don't like you, they get to pick certain things, but it shouldn't. It's about the numbers.
So Albert's personality is one of the
That's
reasons.
the reason why he didn't get that MVP, I think, because
Right.
he put up the numbers. The numbers were exactly there.
Yeah, well, they were huge.
Yeah, he was.
He was just Mr. Freeze to the media.
Exactly.
Right, yeah,
You're
exactly.
right about that.
All right. Jack Clark, Boston Red Sox.
Oh, Jack Clark. He had the only thing I know about him. He had the broomstick as a bat.
Oh, broomstick as a bat. What does that
He
mean?
had the most skinniest, smallest bat. He was just
Really?
It was long, but it was just skinny. He had one of the
Interesting.
skinniest bats in baseball.
Interesting.
And
Crazy.
Somehow he.
Why? So he could
I mean,
swing
everybody's
faster?
I don't
Everyone
know.
has
I
their
mean,
comfort, their feel?
Everyone has their comfort and feel, and that's what he had.
Did you have any like superstitions or rituals with your bats?
I don't know. I had a little.
Like some people
I
would
mean,
sleep with their bat.
No, I ain't doing nothing like that.
I heard, is it true Moises Alou would he didn't wear batting gloves? He would pee on his hands?
No,
All right.
no,
You didn't do any of that crazy stuff?
No, nothing like
All right,
that.
well, that's good. That's good. It's good to know. All right, I shook your hand. All right,
Yeah.
Sandy Alomar Jr.
Smart guy.
Yeah.
Smart guy and a great teammate.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you have just a good guy, all around guy, that's Sandy.
You know, those 90s Indians teams, so many different
Smart, yeah.
personalities. Was he sort of just like
He
everyone
was just
respects
yeah,
Sandy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had the knowledge of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, look at his family history behind it.
Sure.
You
of
know,
course.
so Sandy had the knowledge of the game, and he was just smart
Yep.
as a catcher. I mean, to this day, I'm still upset why he's not a manager right now. It's kind of confused me.
Right.
Smart guy like that is not a manager, and you just throwing other people out there who's a manager, throwing them out there.
Right.
Sandy should be one, but he's not getting that opportunity, and I don't know why.
Interesting. Well, I hope he does get that
Yeah,
opportunity.
too.
He's spent his whole life in the game. And our last player is a good one, too, Ricky Henderson.
Oh my goodness. He was an idol of mine. Ricky had speed and power. His outfield play was not as great, but his speed and power was he was the greatest leadoff hitter of all time.
So a guy you looked up to.
But again, he had so much power. It's hard to compare myself to him
Sure.
because you will look up and he's pimping you around the bases, doing this, got the home run he hit. But it's one thing when you say speed and power, it was Ricky.
Well, thanks for playing that game with
Okay.
me. That was fun. That was a good pack. We got
Yeah.
a lot. We got
That was
you
good.
in the
Yeah,
pack.
I
That was
know.
crazy,
That
man.
was pretty crazy. I
All
was in
right,
there.
yeah. We got to save that card. That's worth something.
Unless you set that up.
I did not set that up.
Well,
We opened the pack.
I guess I did see you open the pack. Yeah.
30 years, man. I've been waiting for that. That was incredible. I'm saving that. I'm framing that card. That is crazy. Now, we've talked about some of your accolades that you achieved with the Cleveland Indians, but also post-Cleveland, you were a part of so many iconic baseball games and moments. Some of them didn't go the way you would want. I mean, like you look at like the Steve Bartman game in Chicago. The outfield was Moises Alou, Sammy Sosa in right. You're in center field. The San Francisco Giants, you made it all the way to the World Series. You're 8 outs away from winning it all. Come so close to being there. That damn rally monkey, you know.
Oh, no, that was pretty crazy.
I don't know. And then even I know you didn't have the role that you deserved with the New York Yankees, but you were a part of that New York Yankees team that had a 3-0 series lead and lost to the Boston Red Sox. Of course, over an entire career, a lot of ups and downs, but you've had a lot of close calls. Are there any that stay with you more so than others?
I think the Giants game stays with me more than others.
Yeah.
We had that game, and it's just, again, just the luck of the draw. I always say it just wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
But we did what we had to do, and we just didn't win it.
Yeah. Now, I'm biased because I'm a huge Kenny Lofton fan, but I also got a front row seat to see so much of your career and always follow it. I believe you should be in the Baseball Hall of Fame. I do not know how that process works. I know that you were on the ballot once and didn't receive enough votes in that first year. Do you believe you should be in the Hall of Fame? And I know that could be an awkward question, putting you on the spot to be like, yeah, look at me, because like it should be other people praising you for what you achieved. But from you look at your numbers, your impact on the game, and the era that you played in, where a lot of guys were taking performance-enhancing drugs to up their stats. You were clean and playing the game the right way and doing the right things. I think you deserve a spot in the Hall.
I mean, again, I did what I had to do to put the numbers up. I knew I played in an era where I had to do extra in the game because of what people were doing in the game at that time. And all I did, I just felt like I had to compete against that. And I think I did very well during that time where I'm competing against people. And then during that time as well is that you have a chance to stay in the game longer, but they were picking up people or keeping people on the team that, I mean, again, we don't know what was going on. But again, I just did what I had to do. I just kept doing my game and did what I did. And, again, it's up to the Hall of Fame, and I just feel they look at the Hall of Fame as two categories: 3,000 strikeouts and 500 home runs.
Right.
I feel that there's more to the game than those two categories that they always talk about. And I'm like, well, what about the other part of the game? I'm like, you talk about guys having a lot of RBIs or whatever, but what does RBI stands for? Runs batted in. So someone had to be on the base for you to bat them in. And I played with some guys that I had 132, I had 120, I had 100 RBI. I mean, I had so many times where, for those guys to get those many RBIs, somebody had to be on base. But I just felt defense-wise, I felt like I did what I had to do to help the team. But, again, I looked at it as I was a team player. And if I would have known that being a team player was going to get you off the ballot, on your first try.
Would you have done something differently?
Because of my personality and who I am, I don't know. I would have. But it would have made me think twice if they would have said, Kenny, this is what's going on right now. It made you think twice. But, me being who I am, a team player, and I always been in every team I play with, I ended up getting traded a lot and picked up or whatever, but they knew I was always that piece to the puzzle that a lot of teams didn't have. They didn't have a leadoff center fielder, a guy who wanted to get on base, create havoc for the pitcher and for the other team, and that's what I did. And I stayed to that true to form my whole time, and a lot of teams didn't have that. And I end up being on those teams and helping them get to that next level.
That's exactly. You were the catalyst. That's why you played in 95 postseason games. 11 of your 17 years in the majors, you were in the postseason. Not just with the Cleveland Indians, but with the Yankees and the Giants and so many other teams, the Cubs, on these great runs that they had. So big baseball games in the 90s, the 2000s. Kenny Lofton was there. There's like a common denominator, and I feel like that 20-year span, those 2 decades, I think you deserve it. I want to talk a little bit about the city of Cleveland and what Cleveland means to you, because you mean a lot to Cleveland, and I want to know what the city means to you.
The city means a lot to me. Again, I felt like Cleveland was my second home. The fans respected me, and I felt like I did the same in return. I always went to the inner city because, again, I knew how I grew up and how I was raised, and have an opportunity to try to give back, to the city, and knowing that the opportunities that those kids had, especially in East Cleveland, and had that opportunity. And for me to go back, I just felt, it felt like it was I can't say it was an obligation, but I just felt, I felt good about doing it. Because I knew if you can get a few of those kids to come out there and do something good, with their life, I felt like I accomplished a lot. And knowing that the city just wanted a winner, wanted some people out there to just help. And I just felt like I just wanted to help any way I can. And that's what I did. And I still try to continue to help the city of Cleveland whenever I can.
Well, you're a member of the Guardians Hall of Fame. What do you think about that new name?
I'm not a member of the Guardians Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay. Sorry. That's what
I'm a member of the Indians Hall of Fame.
Okay.
I've never put on a Guardians uniform. And I never will, because I'm not a Guardian. I'm an Indian.
Well, you will always be a Cleveland Indian. That is for sure. My favorite Cleveland Indian. So I take it you're not a big fan of the new name.
I don't see
it's just
why.
a different thing.
A different thing. I don't know what was wrong with the word Indians. Just like, if you're from India,
Yeah.
and you have a group of people from India, you'll say, yeah, they're Indians over there. So it's not like it's the derogatory or whatever. We praise that name. I praise that name. I went out there and worked my butt off for that name.
Yep.
And I praised it, and I kept it at this level.
Yep.
All the time.
You did.
And I felt like for them changing the name, it was sad. But again, they had to do what they had to do. But again, I'm an Indian. I played 10 years as an Indian.
Yeah.
I put that team back try to help put the Cleveland back on the map for the Indians. And I will always be an Indian.
Okay, I like it. Well, you were always repping Cleveland on your jersey, and I appreciate that for sure. Before you got to the Cleveland Indians, when people thought about the Cleveland Indians, they thought about the movie Major League. That's they were laughing stock, always losing, lovable losers. Major League is what they thought of the team. And then Willie Mays Hayes and Wesley Snipes comes about. Is Willie Mays Hayes based on you?
To my knowledge, I don't know, but it seemed out because, again, in 92, I came there in 91, got traded 91 to 92, and I was there, and I think they made the movie in 94.
Right.
So, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of ironic how it turned out. It came out that way. It's kind of seemed that way.
Did you ever get to meet Wesley Snipes or talk about that?
Wesley, Charlie, during that time when they were filming the movie.
That's incredible. Yeah. I want a Wesley Snipes, Willie Mays Hayes, Kenny Lofton collab. Well, when we talk about NFTs in a second, there's your NFT right there. Let's get that. Okay,
we can
that's
do
what
that.
I'm saying.
That'd be nice.
What is your favorite Indians moment or memory? Because you had so many. Is there one that stands out?
Many. I think for me, like you said, the Cleveland Indians haven't raised the banner since 1954.
Yeah.
So the opportunity for us to raise the banner in 1995 was something special. So
95,
it was very special.
95. Let me just quickly go over a couple of these moments that you had in the Cleveland Indians jersey. 94, the strike shortened season. You were batting .349 when the season stopped, leading the majors in hitting. You were fourth in the MVP voting that year. Then the strike comes. 95, first AL pennant we talked about since 54. In 98, you come back to Cleveland after having been traded to the Atlanta Braves. You're a sought-after free agent, and you came back home, and that was like the greatest thing ever. You scored in 18 straight games. Talk about scoring runs. You have to be on base. You scored in 18 games in a row, which tied a Major League Baseball record. You scored the winning run in an epic comeback down 12 to Seattle and the Mariners in a crazy comeback. The 07, you came back for another stint with the Indians and led the team all the way to the ALCS, hit a big home run there. And even you got your 2000th hit. You were wearing a Yankees uniform, but that happened in Cleveland. What did that mean to you to get that hit? It happen in Cleveland.
It was touching. And when I hit it and they put it on the scoreboard and then they got a standing ovation. And again, I got teary-eyed a couple times, in Cleveland and the All-Star game. And then with the 2000 hit, and both times I was in separate uniforms. But I got ovation like I was on the team.
Yeah.
And that felt good. It made me feel very special to be able to get that type of ovation from the opposing team at the time. But I always say when my grandmother said, you reap what you sow.
Yeah.
So, I felt like I respected the fans. I respected the people in Cleveland. And once the opportunity came, they showed me the love back. So, and I appreciated that.
The city of Cleveland always has love for Kenny Lofton. That's for sure. I collect a lot of stuff, cards, T-shirts, sneakers, jerseys.
Yeah.
Cool, calm, collected. You're all three of those things, Kenny Lofton. Is there anything that you collect?
You got them on.
Oh, the Jays?
Threes.
Okay. Hey, all right. I did this for you.
Yeah.
That's right, man.
Yeah, when I saw it, I'm like, dude, he got the Jays. Even though mine's a little older, Mama had to get some new ones now.
These are the Tinker Hatfields.
Yes.
Okay.
So I have
This is what you collect.
Yeah, I probably have, I don't know how many threes.
Yeah.
Different colors. So, but some of them I'd be scared to wear.
Yeah.
But I wear my white and red ones, but I kind of get skeptical when I want to wear them. But I wear them at areas and times where I know I'm not going to be around a lot of people.
Okay, right.
So I wear them because I don't step on my Jays.
Yeah, you don't want to get the crease.
Don't step on my Jays, But I mean, I try to wear these. These are easy to clean or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I have, I don't know how many threes, golf threes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have them all.
Take a guess. Well, I mean, what are we talking here?
Threes,
Like,
probably
yeah, like
15, 16 threes,
okay,
whatever.
that's-
But
wow, just the
just
Jordan 3.
just the threes. I have other Jordans or whatever.
Yeah.
But the threes are the one that I just,
That's your go-to.
that's my go-to.
Okay, I like
Three.
that.
Yeah.
Get the man some threes.
Give me
And
some
don't
threes.
call him a
Come on now,
guardian.
give me some
This
more
is-
threes.
That's right. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Gentry, give me some threes. You know who he is. So, yeah.
Well, one thing that you might start collecting is NFTs because you are getting really big into the NFT space with Proximy, the go-to NFT platform for pro athletes, influencers, entertainers. What is Proximy?
Proximy is a marketplace, a marketplace for NFTs, and I want to get people to come to the marketplace, and you can create, trade, and sell and buy your NFTs on our platform.
Cool.
I created it knowing, just for me, being an athlete, knowing that guys have to take back hold of their intellectual property
Yeah.
and their brand. And NFTs is giving guys an opportunity to take back a hold of their intellectual property. And when I felt this was the opportunity that came up, I co-founded Proximy, and this is something that I truly feel, because again, our future is going to be in digital. I mean, everything's digital now, but it's going to get, everything's on your phone. So, I can't say it's going to get that way. It's that way now.
Sure.
And the opportunity for these NFTs to help former athletes plus current and high school and college, for them to have an opportunity to take a hold, because now, before you had Topps and Major League Baseball for us, where they got this percentage, and then baseball got that percent, and then you got this little cut.
Yep.
Because they took a hold of our intellectual property.
Yeah.
So retired guys can have an opportunity to take that back and then monetize from that, and also stay engaging with the fans with this. Because you can go directly to the fans to say, hey, here's a card, here is a digital asset, here's memorabilia that you want to show them that you have, and people want it.
Yeah.
I feel like being in the blockchain is a community that people can stay amongst each other and just engage. And I feel that we have the opportunity to have people to engage with us.
Since you got into it, how many times have you been asked to explain what an NFT is?
So many times. And I try to keep it, for NFT, I try to keep it simple. It's called non-fungible token.
Right.
But this thing is about to...
Yeah, where could this go? Because it's starting to take off already. NFTs, more and more people are talking about it. At
Yes.
first, it was like a fringe community,
Yeah.
and now it's becoming bigger and bigger. Cryptocurrency, this whole world. Where do you see this space going 10 years from now?
Oh, it's going to be off the chain. This is
Yeah.
this is where it's going now.
Yeah.
Remember, how many people show my age, but remember MySpace?
Yeah.
MySpace to now is TikTok. This is this is the alpha moment of that.
Yeah.
This is the alpha moment of NFTs, where it's going to grow.
This is
It's
just
going
the
to be,
beginning.
this is the
This is-
beginning. It's going to be land. It's going to be real estate, everything.
Yeah.
All that's coming into this form right now.
All right. You
Yeah.
made me a believer. I'm a big believer. Where can people find out more about Proximy and everything that you got going
Well, you
on?
can go to Proximy. We have the marketplace, proximy.io. We have Instagram. We have a Discord.
Okay.
But Proximy is spelled Proxime.
Okay.
Proximy.
Proximy.
Yes.
All right. We're gonna check that out. I'm
you.
excited. You're gonna have to sign that card, and we're gonna make that an NFT.
We're going to take a video of it and take it in.
I think we're doing it.
Yeah,
We're
so-
live on In the Zone.
Yeah,
That's
here
what's
we go.
happening. Well, Kenny,
So-
this has been a dream come true for me, really. It's been a blast having you here. The last segment, the last thing that we always do is give you an opportunity to pay homage to someone who's helped pave the way for your success. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing an homage t-shirt right now of my favorite baseball player of all time. So thank you, homage. If I can get this off here. Ooh, boom.
Oh,
Yeah, Kenny Lofton. I hope you get a residual off of this right there.
I don't know. They see that's what I'm saying.
It might not be. Yeah.
Might not be,
Come
you know,
on, Homage.
but yeah.
Let's go. Well, Homage is the softest t-shirts in the world, and I appreciate them. But
Yes.
this segment, I give the floor to you. Who's someone in your life that you want to pay homage to, help pave the way for your success to get you to where you are today?
I'm always going to give credit to my grandmother. Rest in peace. She passed away in 2014, but I got to always give homage to her, because she showed me the way to go. She taught me a lot of things that I know today, and I'm gonna always do that.
All right.
I'm gonna always pay homage to her.
Well, to Rosie Lou Pearson, an amazing woman, pay homage to her. And I pay homage to you, Kenny Lofton. Like I said, I grew up wanting to rob home runs, not hit them because of you. My favorite player, I think you're a Hall of Famer.
Thank you.
He's a member of the Cleveland Indians Hall of Fame, not Guardians. We got that straight.
Yes.
But he should be in the Baseball Hall of Fame too. But you're now in the Zone Hall of Fame. And I want to leave you with, I know you already got a trading card there, kind of one-up me. But you know what you don't have is a limited edition Kenny Lofton in the Zone trading card. You are now in the zone. We made 5 of these. We're going to have Kenny sign 5 of them. One is for you, so that when this is going up like a rocket ship, you can, put that in the bank and retire off of the in the zone card. One is going here on our Wall of Fame, and 3 of them we're going to give away to you, our fans and followers on social media. We'll let you know how you can win that. But Kenny, thank you for being here, man. I hope you had a good time, and
awesome.
I'm going to eat some more banana pudding because to me this is still the world's best until I get to try yours.
It is the world's best right now.
Well,
what's today is that date?
Yeah. Until I get yours, until you bring it over, this is still it. But Kenny, this has been a blast, my man. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
All right.
Peace.